My mother gets into a terrible traffic accident. She desperately needs surgery money to survive, but my first love's family suddenly raises the bride price by another $380,000.
I swallow my pride to beg for it back.
But she just aggressively throws the bank card right at my face. She angrily yells that my mom can wait another day, then completely kicks me out of her sight.
4 whole years of deep devotion just shatter, gone. Years later, we cross paths again at a wedding, and she's already become a massively famous, beloved top actress.
All our old friends around us still laugh about how I was a total lovesick fool back then.
Nobody knows that after my mother's funeral, I desperately tried holding on, only to get a ruthlessly cold rejection. I've long since moved past all that terrible misery anyway.
I honestly never expected the famous Bak Nying-bong to actually show up here. Wild.
A classmate sighs in awe, saying she's the most successful person from our year. Living so brightly, they really thought there was zero chance they would ever see her again.
That guy Quack Chi is seriously lucky. Today is actually the wedding of Quack Chi, my absolute best friend from my university days.
I just sit quietly down below, occasionally clapping along, but I somehow... Now watch this. I can feel this intense gaze staring fixedly at my back, impossible to ignore. And the owner of that stare is none other than Bak Nying-bong. I really never imagined running into her in a situation like this. The current Bak Nying-bong is definitely not that unknown college girl from years ago.
Just 3 days ago, she actually won the second Best Actress trophy of her entire career.
Industry seniors all claim her acting future is completely limitless, but absolutely nobody knows she is also the first love I cared about so deeply for 4 long years.
The buddy next to me nudges my arm, teasingly asking what's so interesting about weddings. Weren't you and Nying-bong super close back in the day?
Go over and say hi. You can still be friends after breaking up, he says. Acting like this makes you look like you're completely hiding from her. Don't tell me you're still hung up on your old flame. You used to be her #1 simp, right?
They all just treat me as a joke to pass the time. In this crowd, some have settled down, others achieved massive success. Everyone has some sort of capital to show off.
Except for me. After our breakup 3 years ago, I completely dropped off the radar, living a really quiet, faded life. I just wave my hand, reaching out so they clearly see the wedding ring on my finger.
Stop joking! I'm already married. I clearly see the smile on her lips, instantly freeze up. Everyone is totally shocked. Wait, what?
You got married? We didn't hear a single thing about it. Knowing I have a family now, my classmates finally stopped using me as their easy target.
But the overall atmosphere at the scene suddenly turns weirdly silent, simply because her facial expression has become incredibly dark and grim. The conversation topic quickly shifts in another direction. I'm completely ignored by everyone again, but her gaze remains tightly fixed on me, looking so complicated it's hard to read.
Bouquet toss time. The wedding quickly reaches this segment.
The flowers trace a high arc through the air, then land perfectly right in Bak Nying-bong's hands. As a bridesmaid, she's instantly surrounded by excited friends.
Everyone eagerly starts teasing her. Who does our top actress want to give this bouquet to? It's definitely the famous actor too, right?
Didn't he come here with her today? Turlum Cho is currently the top actor in the entertainment industry, and he's also rumored to be Bak Nying-bong's boyfriend.
But she says nothing. Not a single word.
Her eyes look straight through the crowd, landing accurately on me sitting over in the corner, instantly making me feel incredibly awkward.
You feel that tension, right? 3 years ago, I never would have dreamed we'd end up like this. Thinking back to when we first met and fell in love, it was so passionate and full of pure joy.
Freshman opening day. That is exactly when she and I first met.
That day, her mother chased her all the way to campus, slapped her extremely hard without a word, and dumped all sorts of nasty insults right on her head.
It's honestly hard to imagine a mother ever saying those awful things to her own daughter.
She just stood quietly in the crowd, head bowed, yet still breathtakingly beautiful, like a blooming white magnolia, even though her soul felt like it was bleeding. She was easily the prettiest girl in the acting department that year.
And me? I was the upperclassman senior in charge of welcoming the new students.
I usually hate dealing with trouble, but seeing her looking so isolated and helpless, this indescribable wave of pity suddenly welled up inside my heart. I gritted my teeth, pushed through the crowd, and started flattering her mother. I claimed this beautiful junior got her lovely looks directly from her.
She is also the freshman representative for this year. We were actually hoping to interview you to see exactly how you raised such an incredibly outstanding daughter.
It took so much effort just to finally convince her mother to leave. By the time I returned to that spot, the crowd had scattered, and she had completely vanished without a trace.
We crossed paths again over at the campus cafeteria. I took the initiative to say hello, but she just gave me a pretty cold attitude.
I brought up helping her out that day. Her response? Just one icy sentence. You're being way too nosy. I honestly felt like I just helped a total ingrate. But then the meal card I lost was suddenly placed right back on my desk by someone. Whenever I forgot to eat, someone would quietly send food over. During that time, my life gained a lot of these little moments of warmth.
But I never once thought it was Bak Yingbang doing it. That is, until I caught a fever and missed 2 days, and she actively asked around about my whereabouts in the school group.
It hit me way too late. The one secretly looking out for me all this time was actually her.
Even her way of showing gratitude was completely unique to her.
I slowly saw past that icy exterior to the soft soul underneath. So despite her rejections, I stubbornly stayed by her side as a friend.
She was born incredibly gorgeous, but deep down, completely insecure. Whenever there were no classes, you'd usually find her crouching alone in the corner of her acting studio.
I just shamelessly yell out, Bak Yingbang, you're genuinely so beautiful.
Your acting is so incredible, Bak Yingbang. Once you hit the entertainment industry, no one else stands a chance. I just wanted that insecure girl to find some real confidence.
Right from that moment, I became the school's most famously loyal simp. Once we actually got together, things were pretty amazing between us for a long time.
Things only started cracking, partly because of Tu Lam Chao. He was in the same batch as Bak Yingbang and an absolutely obsessed pursuer of hers. But the real root cause was actually Bak Yingbang's mother. Right from the very beginning, she completely looked down on me. Sophomore year, Bak Yingbang took me home for the very first time.
The very first thing her mom said when she saw me? How could my daughter ever fall for a dirt-poor nobody like you? With her incredible looks, she's absolutely meant to marry some huge boss or rich heir and live as a wealthy lady.
And what truly broke my heart the most was that Bak Yingbang just stayed completely silent through it all.
Back at the wedding, the noisy chatter keeps going. After a few rounds of drinks, my old classmates suddenly turn the topic right back to me.
Dutoit, they ask, is it actually true that you're married now? Because we really do not believe it.
You used to be so obsessed with Bak Yingbang. Are you just making things up to fool us? You really don't need to save face that badly. I seriously repeat myself, I am actually married.
But they still don't buy it, loudly cheering. Then just call your wife right now so we can all get to know her a little bit.
I think for a second and then politely decline. It's just not very convenient for her right now.
Get a load of this. Everyone instantly bursts out laughing, their eyes full of totally unfiltered mockery. I glance over and notice Bak Yingbang's tense expression softening quite a bit, even picking up her glass for a relaxed sip. Her mood clearly improves quite a lot, leaving me feeling just a little annoyed inside. Over an hour later, I get up to use the restroom. The moment I step out, there's Bak Yingbang leaning against the wall, arms crossed, holding that same bouquet, clearly waiting for someone.
And besides me, there's absolutely nobody else around here.
I give a small nod, planning to walk straight past, but she suddenly reaches out to block me, pressing the flowers right into my chest. I instinctively catch them, giving her a confused look. "These are for you," she says. Now I'm feeling even more completely confused.
We broke up back then on absolutely terrible terms, so I honestly didn't think Bak Yingbang and I could ever have a civil conversation again. Everything she's doing today feels just incredibly out of character.
Not to mention, a top-tier celebrity like her showing up to an ordinary guy's wedding is already completely bizarre to begin with.
Just as I'm about to refuse, Bak Yingbang suddenly speaks up. I really thought you'd be the groomsman today.
Kwok Chi and I used to be incredibly close, and if I wasn't already married, I definitely would have been his groomsman.
Bak Yingbang whispers, "I only came here because of you." But her words get cut off by an urgent voice. Tu Lam Chao rushes over looking completely panicked. Seeing me, he forces an awkward smile and quickly reaches out to support a slightly unsteady Bak Yingbang.
Yingbang, why on earth did you run off here all alone?
You two go ahead and chat. I'll excuse myself.
Taking my chance to escape, I quickly head back to the banquet table.
Overhearing some guys planning to crash Kwak Chi's house for an after party till midnight, I just shoot Kwak Chi a goodbye text and leave the hotel completely alone. Getting home, my dad is sitting right in the living room, his face looking just as gloomy as ever.
Dad always adored Bak Ning Bang, forever hoping we'd end up happily ever after. When she and I broke up back then, he threw an absolutely massive fit.
Before I left for the wedding today, he repeatedly nagged me that if I saw Bak Ning Bang, I absolutely had to make peace with her.
Now here's the kicker. I decisively drop a massive bombshell, telling him that before returning home, I already officially registered my marriage overseas. My dad had been waiting for good news since I left, but now he just roars, demanding to know exactly who I married. Risking my life, I reply, "You've met her, it's my boss, Ta Chi." Dad's eyes go wide with pure, unadulterated fury. He's always completely hated the entertainment industry. When I graduated and became a talent manager, he opposed it with everything he had. Since Tai Chi is a top-level manager in that industry, in his eyes, this whole business is just a dirty mud pit. Everyone inside is tainted, including me and Ta Chi. But somehow, Bak Yingbang is his only exception, a double standard that's just ridiculously absurd. Terrified he'll explode, I hastily call Ta Chi so she can speak with my dad directly. Through the phone, Ta Chi's voice sounds sweet and obedient. Just a few words later, she coaxed my dad into a beaming smile. I take the phone to my room, asking what she possibly said. She laughs and says, "Well, I just told him I forced you to register our marriage." I said Du Tuan is way too good, so I had to lock him down before letting him return, or someone else might steal him. Tai Chi adds, "Don't judge Dad for his weird temper." Honestly, he is actually pretty proud of you deep down. Seeing how much you spoil me, he definitely won't blame you at all. A smile just naturally forms on my lips, my heart feeling incredibly warm. Right before hanging up, Ta Chi softly whispers, "Zu Tuan, I really miss you." I answer back just as gently, "I miss you too." Early the very next morning, my dad actually asks me, "Ta Chi is returning home soon, so what about the overseas company?" I tell him the overseas management agency wants to open a domestic branch, so we officially decided to stay right here. To grow our future. Once back home, I definitely do not sit around doing nothing. I help a famous artist settle a financial dispute and successfully signed him to our agency. That exact day, I visit the movie set to discuss future work plans with my artist, only to stumble upon some trending minor actress totally bullying a background extra. She intentionally knocks over the extra's lunchbox without even bothering to stop. The background actor steps up, calling her out and demanding a real apology. The minor actress just glares back with this arrogant look. "Who actually saw me bump into you? You nobodies need to stop being such eyesores."
Do you really think this set is a place where just anyone can hang around? Still unable to fix my habit of meddling, I speak up coldly.
I saw it clearly, so please apologize. That minor actress instantly glares right at me. Just who are you? I give my name, but she has absolutely no clue, just treating me like some totally unimportant staff member. The absolute disgust in her eyes grows even deeper. You claim you saw it, but I say you are framing me. So what? I recorded it all. A woman's voice suddenly echoes from behind. I turn around completely stunned. It turns out to be Bak Niengbang. Right then, I realize she is the female lead of this movie. That minor actress is just a fading side character who absolutely dares not offend Bai Yingbang, so she quietly apologizes and scurries away. I just stare at her, speechless for a moment, not knowing what to say, while she just smiles softly at me. I suddenly remember something exactly like this happening a very long time ago. Back in my third year of college, Bat Yingbang was constantly running around different film sets to play extras and audition. There was this one time she got horribly bullied by a star actor on set. I just happened to catch that exact scene. She was crouching in a corner, crying from pure grievance. I made her a very serious promise. Bat Yingbang, one day you will definitely be the absolute best, most loved actress, winning every award to become the movie queen. By then, nobody will dare bully you anymore. Back then, with completely red eyes, she replied to me, "Then you have to be the movie queen's manager." Now she actually has become a movie queen with limitless glory, but between us, everything has completely changed. Bak Yingbang asks what I am doing at the set.
I honestly say I came to find someone and state my artist name. My artist already went to touch up his makeup.
So she immediately leads me to a seat right next to her, her burning gaze completely glued to me. If this was the past, being stared at by her like that,
My heart would be racing madly. But right now, I only feel calm, just not understanding what she actually wants to do.
I am not blind. I obviously understand those complicated, suppressed, yet intense emotions in her eyes.
But isn't she currently together with Tu Lim Cho? Otherwise, why would she take him to our classmate's wedding?
I clear my throat a bit unnaturally and finally ask, where is Tu Lim Cho? What does his location have to do with me? Her voice is pretty cold. I totally freeze.
Aren't you two dating? Last time you guys were together, he was just clinging to me. We are absolutely not in a relationship. Her eyes suddenly curve with a slight teasing vibe as she asks, "Are you unhappy?" I instantly get super flustered, not knowing how to reply.
Then I hear her softly say, I do not like him, and I definitely will not be with him. That line is clearly her trying to explain things to me. After speaking, she looks right at me with eyes full of expectation. I just feel even more confused.
Watch how tense this gets. Thankfully, my artist returns right then to save me. Bak Ingbong finally remembers to ask, "Why are you looking for him?" "He is my artist. So are you still working as a manager? For the past few years, I genuinely have not heard any news about you at all."
I was staying overseas all this time, so why did you return now? Asking this, Bak Ingbong stares fixedly at me, her eyes hiding deep tension and pure anticipation.
A look of helplessness and gentle warmth flashes in my eyes.
didn't I already say my wife wants to build her career back home? So I just returned. I am leaving now. But as soon as I turn, she suddenly grabs my hand tight.
Bak Nyengbang's face goes completely pale as paper, her dark eyes revealing heavily suppressed emotions, while her voice actually trembles.
"What did you just say? How could you possibly get married? So those things you said at Kwok Chi's wedding were actually all true?"
I nod calmly, touching the wedding ring on my finger, seriously telling her it is real. I am already married. My wife's name is Ta Chi.
Bak Nyengbang instantly burst into tears, and that absolute agony in her crying is not fake at all.
Covering her eyes, her choked-up voice shakes violently. Sutuan, you are just joking, right? You used to love me so much, willing to do absolutely anything for me. For 3 whole years, I never stopped looking for you. I honestly thought we were just temporarily apart, that after reuniting, we could still be together.
I know I was completely wrong about the past. Back then, Bak Nyengbang and I almost walked down the aisle ourselves.
After college graduation, her acting career still wasn't really taking off the way she hoped. I, on the other hand, jumped into the industry as a manager, helping a few artists hit the big time.
We met each other's parents, got engaged, and slowly planned out the wedding day, the venue, the guests, almost reaching our happily ever after. But right before the wedding, her mother suddenly changed her mind. The bridal gift went from $28,000 all the way up to $66,000, leaving a massive $38,000 gap.
I was totally heartbroken and furious, but seeing Bak Nyengbang sobbing right in front of me, barely even able to breathe,
I just felt so bad for her, still desperately wanting our future together. So I drained all my savings, borrowed cash from absolutely everyone, and somehow scraped together that $66,000. But right as I was about to deliver the money, my mom got into a terrible truck accident. She was barely holding on in the hospital, needing that exact cash to survive.
I had to swallow my pride and beg for that bridal money back, feeling like an absolute joke.
That day, Bak Nyengbang completely lost it, aggressively throwing the bank card right at my face. She screamed, "Couldn't your mother just hold on for one more day?
this is supposed to be our entire future.
My mom is already lining up new marriage prospects for me. We made it through 4 whole years together, and we are literally just one final step away from the finish line."
With just this money, my mom will finally give us her blessing. Why are you choosing to give up right at this exact moment, Dutuan?
I hated myself running back to that hospital, clutching the cash, but my mom's injuries were just way too severe. In the end, she simply didn't make it. I lost my mother, and I lost Bak Nyengbang too. After the funeral, I threw away every ounce of my self-respect, just trying to hold on to her.
I really didn't blame her. I knew those harsh words were just said in pure anger. She was just absolutely terrified of having zero future if she stayed with me. But this time,
No matter what I tried, I just couldn't win her back anymore.
Holding Tu Lam Chow by the hand, her voice went completely cold. My mom was right, she said. You are just completely broke. What kind of happiness could you ever give me?
Tu Lam Chow loves me and actually has money, so why wouldn't I choose him? Right then, every drop of energy drained out of me, my heart turning completely to ash.
You see this? She completely brushes off all my pain, openly comparing me to some other guy.
Suddenly, I realized her mother wasn't exactly wrong about it all. She really deserved someone way better, and I was only making her miserable. I figured I should just let it end right then and there. That was the final chapter for us.
But Tu Lam Chow just wouldn't let it go. He used his wealthy family background to completely blackball me from the industry.
I couldn't find a single job, drowning under a huge pile of heavy debt.
At my absolute lowest point, getting kicked out onto the street by another company, I collapsed on the ground, unable to stand up. And right at that exact moment, Tai Chi appeared.
She walked right into my life. She crouched down in front of me and snatched the cigarette straight out of my hand.
Back in sophomore year, you successfully launched a classmate using pure marketing strategy. You are a natural-born genius, she says. Do you want to get revenge?
Want to step up to the absolute peak of your life? Come with me. Just like that, she smoothly lured me overseas, turning me into a manager at her own company.
Tai Chi actually treated me incredibly well over there.
When I left the country, I accidentally brought my mom's hospital prescription along, and Tai Chi mistook it for my own medical records. Plus, I looked totally pale and exhausted back then, leaving everything behind without looking back. She honestly believed I was fighting a terminal illness with barely any time left on the clock. So she spoiled me rotten, never once assigning me any heavy workloads, yet somehow always paying me double the salary. Thinking back on that whole period, my expression naturally softens up. My wife is truly a wonderful person. Meanwhile, Bak Nyang Bang covers her face, tears falling as her voice chokes up. So we really don't have any chance left to start over? When I broke up with you, I honestly didn't mean any of those harsh things I said. I was just so insanely angry, furious that you gave up on our future together. Later on, I tried looking for you, but even your dad had no idea where you went. I give her absolutely zero response. Suddenly, my phone rings, and the second I answer it, my voice unconsciously goes incredibly soft. Tai Chi. From the other end of the line, her cheerful voice chimes right in. Where are you? What are you asking that for?
Can I just ask? Her tone is hiding this totally obvious excitement. I know instantly that she's planning some kind of big surprise, so I just go ahead and give her my current location.
She hums in agreement, and right before hanging up, she laughs and asks, "You'll stay right there, won't you?" I know she's already back, trying to surprise me but completely failing to hide her intentions. I hang up the phone.
Now check this out. Bak Nyang Bang is still staring at me with those deeply pained eyes. Reflected right in them, I can actually see my own hopelessly fond smile.
The smile I only make for Tai Chi. I pause for a second, then finally speak. Bak Nyang Bang. Look forward. Never look back again. She cries out, "I just can't do it." Her voice is totally hoarse. Knowing Tai Chi is on her way, I'm suddenly in no rush to leave. I head to the restroom for a quick minute, and stepping out into the hallway, a figure suddenly lunges at me around the corner. Before I can even see clearly, she's already burrowed right into my arms, kissing all over my face. Are you surprised? Were you totally shocked? Tai Chi's management company overseas actually controls both the artist management and the entire public relations planning departments. And with this brand new domestic branch opening up, she steps straight in as the CEO, acting like a true, absolute powerhouse of a woman. But honestly, whenever she is right in front of me, she acts exactly like a kid. I just smiled and nodded, kissing her right back. Totally surprised, but amazed. Right in the middle of our kiss, a pretty inappropriate voice suddenly cuts in. Tati keeps her arms around my neck and turns around, spotting Bat Nyingbang holding a coffee cup nearby. She blanks out for a quick second, then speaks up. "Well, look who it is, Bak Tiotu."
I am actually quite surprised that these two know each other. Bak Nyingbang's expression is terrifyingly cold, her eyes immediately zeroing in on the lipstick mark on my face.
Tachi easily senses that the atmosphere is completely off, so I lean in and whisper right into her ear. "Hey, that is my ex." Tachi already knows everything about my past history.
Instantly, her friendly smile drops, and her entire vibe changes.
She speechlessly rolls her eyes. Since when did the grand best actress go completely blind? She actually intended to poach her to the agency. But yeah, forget about that.
Bạch Nghiêng Bang's contract with her own agency is expiring very soon. Tachi wanted to sign her early on, but after finding out she is my ex, she instantly shuts that idea down.
I bring Tachi back to our brand new place. Leaving.
I can literally feel Bak Nyingbang's gaze glued right to my back. A few days later, I get a call from a pretty familiar number, and picking it up, I realize it is her.
The line is quite noisy, but her voice is super soft.
Du Tuan, she says, I am currently filming a live broadcast reality show. I pause for a second, keeping my tone extremely polite and distant. So what is up?
Bạch Nghiêng Bang stays silent for a long moment as the background noise settles down. It almost sounds like a crowd is actively cheering for her.
Very soon, a huge round of applause erupts, and the host's voice cuts in. Let us cheer even louder for her, everyone.
Let us give Nyingbang a bit more courage. Watch how crazy this gets. I have no clue what is happening until she finally asks, "Did you seriously forget?"
Today is my birthday. I glance at the calendar, and yeah, she is right. I used to count down a whole month in advance. But honestly, since when did things change? These days, that date is no different to me than the other 300 days.
I reply pretty dryly, "Happy birthday." Over the phone, Bạch Nghiêng Bang starts crying, calling my name. She says it has been years since anyone celebrated her birthday with her.
Can I be a little greedy and ask you for a birthday gift? I just sit there in total silence for a very long while.
Feeling like she completely lost her sense of boundaries. I mean, she is a public artist. She really should not be acting like this.
I just directly hang up the phone. Later on, I see my old classmates mentioning that Bạch Nghiêng Bang apparently cut all family ties the exact year we broke up, leaving her with nobody to celebrate with.
But honestly, all of that baggage stopped being my problem a very long time ago.
I turn around and spot Tachi playing a card game with my dad.
It is the absolute simplest game. Yet both are playing excitedly like little kids, their faces completely covered in silly paper strips.
My dad mutters as he throws down a card. I never liked you kids messing around in that entertainment industry, doing absolutely nothing worthwhile.
I anxiously glance over at Tachi, but she just obediently nods along. Oh, absolutely, she agrees. The industry is a total mess. I can hardly stand it myself. But there is no way around it. We just bow our heads to make a living. My dad is instantly rendered speechless. He wanted to tell her to quit, but now he just feels bad. You young people have it rough, he sighs. I stand nearby, secretly laughing.
Tachi always has this weird magic. Get this, years ago, she mistakenly thought I was dealing with a severe, incurable condition.
I took a 3-day break to travel and relax. She completely panicked and aggressively barged right into my apartment.
Seeing me packing my bags, she assumed I was preparing for the absolute worst. She instantly burst into tears, crying her eyes out, hugging me incredibly tight, and sobbing out, "I love you, and even if your time is running out, I want to love you until the very end. Do not just quietly leave all alone. It is way too lonely. Please let me stay by your side for these final days, okay? My absolute biggest dream has always been having a caring boyfriend exactly like you. If you push me away now, I would be completely heartbroken forever." Right then, I just found this girl way too adorable. So I smiled and accepted her sweet confession. From that moment on, I finally understood something. No matter how deep a scar is, time will slowly soothe it until it completely fades away.
Tạ Chi và Bạch Nghiêng Bang là hai người phân tầng hoàn toàn khác nhau. Tạ Chi's love là just incredibly bold, direct, deeply passionate và totally unafraid to show off.
Every single day, she just smiles and tells me, "Today, I love you a little bit more." She genuinely acknowledges my abilities, always pointing out how the other artists under her management are pretty arrogant and rebellious, but somehow I am the only one they willingly listen to. She openly expresses how much she relies on me, constantly affirming my hard work and genuinely praising my talent in the industry. Before we even returned to the country, she was actually the one who proposed. She said marrying me was her longest hidden wish, finally coming true.
Back in that year, when she mistakenly thought my time
Was running out. Her very first thought was marrying me, so that 100 years from now, we could still rest peacefully, side by side. Her feelings are always this sincere, so deeply earnest, and completely without any reservations.
Following Bak Nyingbang's dramatic phone call, the entire internet was frantically searching for the name Zhu Tuan.
Only then did I finally realize she made that call entirely for another reason, not just for a birthday gift. The show's actual theme was calling the one person you can never forget. Luckily, since I work in this industry, I very quickly swept up and wiped out all those ridiculous rumors about myself. Fame in the entertainment industry always comes and goes incredibly fast. Right after that, the trending searches are totally dominated by Baek Nyin-bung and Ter Lam Cho, a top actress and a best actor joining some niche reality dating show together. They act super sweet on camera, turning every single gesture into a viral search topic. I have to handle industry PR every single day, so ignoring it is basically impossible, even if I wanted to. Honestly, these things have absolutely nothing to do with me anymore. But that day, while picking up my artist from the club, Tu Lim Cho is leaning against the hallway smoking. He steps right up and blocks my path. He gives me this freezing look. Let us talk. Everyone walking past us in this hallway is a major player in the entertainment world. I am long past being that pathetic Yutan he completely blacklisted and actually forced out of the country years ago. Just say whatever you want right here. Tu Lim Cho is completely wasted, not even caring about his image anymore. You know what?
Bak Nyingbang and I have just been acting for the cameras this whole time.
The media calling us the perfect golden couple is pure nonsense. It was all a show, just for you. She wants to make you jealous. That headset she wears around me, it actually has your name engraved right on the back. She walks around the old campus with me, just standing right where you two used to date, completely refusing to leave. When she gets drunk on my shoulder, the name she calls out is still yours. Du Tuan, why did you even have to come back? Now it finally hits me. They were just flaunting their romance to provoke me. This is the exact same petty trick Baek Nyingbang always used in the past. Back when we dated and argued, she would purposely get super close to other guys. Seeing me jealous gave her a twisted sense of joy. Maybe she actually thinks I will lower myself and gently coax her back like before. But I am absolutely not the same person I was back then. The image of Ta Chi immediately pops into my mind. Ta Chi would never ever do something so incredibly manipulative like that to me. She once told me that no matter the reason, if something could possibly make me sad, she absolutely refuses to do it, not even once. I coldly glare at Tu Lim Cho using his drunkenness to act crazy. Whatever is going on between you two has nothing to do with me. Stop causing a scene here. Do you seriously want to end your career in this industry? I am no longer that naive Du Tuan anyone can easily manipulate anymore. Spirit Entertainment is currently the top management agency in the entire country right now, completely monopolizing 2/3 of all the industry resources. If I want to blacklist him, it only takes a single word. Tu Lim Cho instantly sobers up halfway, glaring hard at me, but not daring to utter another syllable. From that day on, those annoying trending romance posts about Baek Nyingbang and Tu Lim Cho completely vanish. Not long after, rumors start spreading that they have completely turned on each other.
Baek Nyingbang actually uses all her industry resources to turn around and completely blacklist Tu Lim Cho. That very same night, she shows up completely wasted right in front of my door.
She slumps down onto the ground, gripping my shirt tightly, repeating her apologies over and over again. Who knows how many times.
I genuinely did not know about your mother. 3 years ago, right before you came looking for me, Ter Lam Chow claimed your mom was barely hurt. He said your family just looked down on my background and used it as an excuse to cancel our wedding. You know me, I was always so incredibly proud, but my family background made me deeply insecure inside. I just went crazy thinking you betrayed me, so I purposely tried to intentionally say those cruel words just to chase you away. Du Tuan, he completely lied to me. He lied to me.
But Nyingbang's tears fall heavily onto the ground. I just stand there stunned. So there was a hidden truth back then. I reach out and pull her to her feet.
Baek Nyingbang look at me, pleading. Zhu Tuan, forgive me. Now watch closely. I forgive you, I tell her.
But this is exactly where our story ends.
I say it incredibly gently. Honestly, even without Durlam Cho interfering, we were always going to break up sooner or later anyway.
You never trusted me enough. I clearly remember telling you a very long time ago, if I truly love someone and want to walk with them for my entire life, I would absolutely
Never be afraid of anything. Bak Myung-bang's face instantly turns pale, the hand gripping my shirt trembling nonstop. I look at her, knowing she chose to believe the lies Durlam Cho fed her back then.
If you had just asked me one single question, things would never have ended up like this. I turn around and simply walk back into my house.
Ta-Chi is sitting on the sofa with her legs crossed, rolling her eyes and mocking my tone with heavy sarcasm.
If I love someone and want to be with them, I would never be afraid of anything. So dramatic. I helplessly rub my temples. She really is a little jealous monster.
I step forward, easily scooping her up into my arms, walking toward the bedroom, and lean down to kiss her lips.
You can guess what happens next. That promise is still valid today. If I truly love you and want to share my life with you, I will never fear anything.
Under my gaze, Ta-Chi's cheeks turn a pretty shade of pink, wrapping her arms around my neck and passionately kissing back.
During a rare vacation, Kwa Chi invites me over to his place. Surprisingly, quite a few old classmates are there too. Kwa Chi always had pretty great social connections.
Feeling all of their stares, I originally planned to just quietly slip away. They say absolutely nothing to my face, but I completely accidentally overhear them gossiping out on the balcony.
I really never expected Bang Ying-bang to be the hopelessly lovesick one.
I totally thought Du Tuan was the one who could not forget her. I already saw the truth back at Kwa Chi's wedding.
Bak Myung-bang keeps her eyes glued to Du Tuan the whole time, but he doesn't even glance her way. Then again, people start whispering.
They say Du Tuan really has zero luck. If he was still with her right now, wouldn't he be enjoying endless wealth and absolute luxury?
I just pretend not to hear any of it. Heading back to the living room right after, Kwa Chi asks where I'm working these days.
A manager at Teng Tan Entertainment. One classmate instantly lights up. Doesn't that mean you get to hear all the juicy industry gossip every single day?
What exactly do you managers even do normally? Can you just casually bump into massive superstars whenever you want?
Eventually, the whole group gangs up and begs me to show them around the company. I could easily turn down anyone else, but I really can't say no to this bunch.
Kwa Chi looks completely sincere. We promise we won't get in the way. We just really want to see where you work. So I have no choice but to nod. Once we actually get to the company, my classmates are left completely speechless, jaws dropping to the floor.
The walls are completely covered with stunning posters and artist portraits, and that includes quite a few massive Hollywood top stars. Oh my goodness.
Wait, Clayan is an artist at your company too? Does that mean you've actually met him in the flesh before?
Du Tuan, don't tell us you managed all these absolute top stars while you were abroad. You hid that way too well. I just give them a modest smile.
Right at that moment, I catch sight of a very familiar figure. The guy spots me and instantly tries to make a run for it. I immediately call him back, my face darkening.
That intense aura really manages to scare people off. Kwa Chi quickly tugs at my arm from behind, staring straight ahead without even blinking. Wait, isn't that the absolute hottest top idol right now? Ko Nak Nam. It really is him in the flesh. Ko Nak Nam obediently shuffles over to me. He nervously mumbles out a greeting. I reach out and snatch the potato chips right from his hands. Do you still want to perform on the 8th or what?
You need to lose that belly fat. Your abs are practically disappearing.
Since we're already at the company, I decide to bring Kwa Chi in to meet Ta-Chi. Pushing open her office door, I unexpectedly catch sight of Bak Ying-bang inside. Kwa Chi and the rest quickly read the room, deciding not to overstay their welcome and politely say their goodbyes before leaving. I just frown at the two of them, finally shooting a highly questioning look right over at Ta-Chi.
Ta-Chi casually leans back in her chair, tapping the folder in her hands. Best Actress Bak is here to sign a contract. She'll be our artist from now on. I'm completely speechless.
When Bak Yang-bang finally gets ready to leave, I step up and offer to walk her out. I hesitate for a really long time, honestly not knowing how to start. The contract is signed, but I have some sway here, so backing out wouldn't be too hard.
I'm honestly just terrified that Ta-Chi will get incredibly jealous. She is a massive bundle of jealousy, and back abroad, she spent a whole week making endless passive-aggressive remarks at me over some completely ridiculous nonsense.
Just thinking back on it now makes my scalp tingle.
Stepping out of the elevator,
Bok Niang Bung turns around, a very faint smile playing on her face. What are you thinking about right now?
I weigh my words carefully before finally asking, out of all the agencies out there, why exactly did you choose Tintan Entertainment?
Things just got heavy. If you came here for me, even if I'm overthinking it, I need to be completely clear. Bok Niang Bung keeps her expression totally calm. Tintan is the biggest agency in the country, holding a massive amount of Hollywood film resources. I want to expand internationally.
Signing with Tintan is absolutely the best choice. I don't say anything else. If that's her real reason, I can obviously accept it.
Bok Niang Bung somehow seems to see right through my thoughts, a quick flash of loneliness crossing her eyes.
Do you really not want to see me that much? I just feel like it's completely unnecessary. I really don't want my wife feeling upset.
Bok Ying Bang suddenly turns her face away, a stifled sob catching in her throat. After a long moment, she finally calms down, whispering, I honestly meant to keep my last bit of dignity.
I will admit
that the biggest reason I moved to Tintan is you, but I swear I'll absolutely never cause you any more trouble. Tachi is completely right. I just don't deserve you. I just want to be able to look at you from afar whenever I really can't hold on anymore. Just this one single tiny wish.
I head back to the office. Tai Chi has clearly been waiting for me this whole time, pulling herself right into my arms, and I just naturally hold her tight.
The two of us snuggle up on the sofa as I gently stroke her long hair, asking, So you actually signed a contract with her? Aren't you jealous? Tai Chi obediently rests her head on my chest. I am jealous, but I'm also a businesswoman, and the massive benefits Bok Niang Bang brings are enough to swallow that jealousy. I just can't help but laugh as I ask her. So what exactly did you say to her? I told her to stop bothering you, that she doesn't deserve you. You are the most amazing Duton in the world. I completely burst out laughing. Isn't that just because you have that thick lover's filter on right now?
Not at all. Tai Chi starts listing things off super seriously. The first time you met Bok Niang Bang, you bravely stepped up to help her.
You stayed right by her side, pulling her completely out of her insecurities. You gave her real confidence. That's just your natural gentleness. Even when dealing with all the constant pressure from her family, you never once complained, just desperately hustled to make money and build her a solid future. By your junior year of college, you were already grinding away as a management intern. Drinking with clients for your artists until your stomach was totally wrecked, Duton. You are gentle, incredibly brave, truly kind, and just so full of responsibility. In their romance, she barely reached out her hand, while he didn't hesitate to walk a full 100 steps.
Yet she still hurt him anyway, so she really doesn't deserve a guy like him. Listening to those words, my eyes start burning up.
I just pull her in, wrapping my arms tight around her. Soon after, Tachi and I actually clear our schedules for the wedding.
The guest list is absolutely stacked with industry big shots. Top-tier actors, famous hosts, and rising stars all showing up for the big day. Every single wedding envelope they drop off is heavy, seriously heavy. Later that night, we just sit together on our bright red wedding bed. Ta Chi finishes counting the envelopes and just shoves all the cash over to me, plus her own bank and credit cards. Here, take it all. I am completely stunned. You are giving me everything? Tachi just scratches her head with this innocent look. Obviously, she says she refuses to be the house manager, so her poor husband has to do all the hard work instead. Staring at that massive pile of wedding cash in front of me, my mind suddenly drifts back to many years ago. Back when Bok Niang Bang's mom suddenly changed her mind and demanded way more bride price, it felt like lightning striking right next to my ear. Just to scrape together enough money, I actually called every single friend and relative, lowering myself to beg in the most pathetic way imaginable.
I glance around the room, seeing Tachi so hyped up flipping through our wedding gifts. This sudden warm feeling just surges right through my chest.
But you know what hits me right now? If Tachi and I were facing that exact same impossible situation 3 years ago,
she totally would have just smiled and told me, Duton, let us run away together. She actually said that to me once before, back when work was absolutely exhausting and chaotic. With all that heavy pressure crushing us, she still made that suggestion completely seriously. While I am lost in thought, Tachi suddenly snaps me back. Duton, hurry up and get over here. There is a wedding gift specifically for you.
Just for me. Walking over completely confused, I look inside the box and find a shiny gold trophy resting quietly inside. It is actually the very first Best Actress award that Bak Nying-bang ever received.
Tachi pouts her lips, sounding a little bit jealous. Looks like this is another one of those sweet little promises you two made years ago.
We did make a promise once, I reply softly, keeping my voice completely calm and steady. But honestly, none of that even matters to me anymore.
I gently wrap my arms around Tachi from behind.
I lean down and kiss her shoulder, dropping my voice into a gentle whisper. Stop looking at the gifts. We should probably get down to real business now, wifey.